So the big question is this: how are entrepreneurs like us, who didn't cheat and take on venture capital, who are spending money from our own pockets, how do we market in a way that lets us get our products and our services and the things that we believe in out to the world and yet still remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Russell Brunson, and welcome to Marketing Secrets. What's up, everybody? This is Russell Brunson. Welcome to the Marketing Secrets podcast. Now, if you are watching this at marketingsecrets.com, you can go watch the video of me showing you something cool. If you're just listening to iTunes, that's cool too, but if you go to marketingsecrets.com, you can actually see what I'm going to show you guys. So, last week I did a podcast, or a couple days ago, about planting seeds of doubt. Like, all these people messaging me like, Russell, you're so mean. I was like, I wasn't trying to be mean with this. I'm trying to explain a really important marketing principle. And so I want to show you guys something to kind of prove that this whole thing works. So a lot of you guys know Steve Larson, who sits next to me every day building funnels. And when he first started working for me, at the time I had a water filter machine. It was an Athena that we paid like $3,000 for. And I always loved it because it was like this really cool thing. It filtered our water and did all this cool stuff. And then he told me, he's like, oh, well, if you're using that brand, it actually doesn't work. So there's only one brand that is any good, and his company he used to work for called Echo. And I was like, really? Like, why? And he said, well, they had this patent. He said most water machines, the way they filter, he said after like 5 or 6 filters, it builds up all this residue on something and it stops working. And he said that this company has a patent where what they do is that every time you turn it on, it flips this thing which breaks, and then it like pushes through and breaks off the stuff so it keeps working. Now, I have no idea if that's true. He may have completely made it up for all I know. But he planted a seed of doubt. And that seed of doubt became so big that my Athena water machine that I love, in fact, my kids used to call it magic water. Every single day we would go and we would make magic water out of it. It is now sitting, as you see here, in my garage in this big pile of garbage. We just ripped it out of the wall. I actually cut the plug because it was hard to get to. And it's gone. It's just sitting there now because I don't know if it works. I have a seed of doubt. And then I was going to get a Kangen. And he's like, no, Kangen can't do it either. These guys are the only ones in the world that have the patent. And so, because of that, guess what I have right over here? You never guess. Yes, it is one of the Echo machines. And, sorry, it's kind of a mess here in the laundry room. That's where we have it, because my wife doesn't think that these look very good. And they are kind of ugly. But now, I come here, and this is where I get all my water from, is the Echo machine. Okay? Now, again, I have no idea if it actually is better. It could be worse for all I know. But he placed a seed of doubt that caused me to rip my old machine out and put a new one in and not go with other competitors. So the marketing principle is true, whether you're doing it about yourself, other people. How can you place a seed of doubt? So there's the follow-up from yesterday for those who think that I was mean. Because I'm not being mean, you guys. I'm just teaching good marketing principles. And anyway, so that's what I got. All right. Now, I got one more thing I want to share with you guys, because this is important. I think a lot of people struggle with this. It's having faith before you take action. Okay, entrepreneurs, for you to be successful, you have to have faith first, right? You don't know that your product, your service is going to work. Like, if you had that guarantee, then everybody would do it. It'd be like, oh, I'm guaranteed. In fact, that's why people go to school, because they're like, oh, I'm guaranteed to get a job. Turns out you're not, at least not a good job. But people, because of the guarantee, they do it, right? Entrepreneurship is all about not guaranteeing. And so you have to like have an idea, and then you have to have faith in yourself. If you don't have faith in yourself, then you have no, then you're not going to do it, and then you're not going to have success, and then it all disappears. So it all hinges on faith. It's weird. I don't know if you guys are religious or not, and it doesn't really matter to me for this thing, but religion's the same way, right? Like we get we have to have faith first, then we take that step forward, and then the truth is manifested back to us like, oh, that thing you did was actually right. But if you knew ahead of time, then what's the point? There's no challenge. This whole life becomes really boring if there's no faith. If you knew the answer to everything before you went into it, then why would it even be fun? It wouldn't. We'd be bored out of our minds. Now, I'm telling you this because I had a funny experience today that I want to illustrate, because it illustrates this, and it's why people struggle, is because they don't have faith first. They're waiting for the perfect answer before they move. So there's this guy. I'm not going to mention his name. He's a cool guy, but like 3 or 4 times over the last 2 years, he's messaged me asking about my inner circle. And he always like, I'm going to join, man. I'm like, cool. Like, here's where you apply. He's like, well, ask some questions first. I always ask a bunch of questions, and he never replies. And this happened, I think, at least 3, maybe even 4 times in the last 2 years. And I'm always like, hey, man, like, go get in a circle. I can work with you. Like, I do my best coaching, almost 1 million entrepreneurs, but I can't talk to every person individually. I wish I could, but I can't, because like, I have 100 people in a circle I'm boxing every single day on my phone, trying to keep with them, as well as running my own company and my family and my church and the scout group and everything else I'm doing. It's insane, right? So I'm like, I can't help everybody. I wish I could, but the people I can't help, they're in the inner circle. That's just how it works. So get in the inner circle, I can look deeper in your stuff. Anyway, so he messaged me today. It's kind of funny. So he said, what you think? And he showed me his funnel, and he said, compliments ClickFunnels. So I was like, oh, cool, man, you got it done. Congratulations, it looks great. And then he said, problem is, this is the best. Problem is, I can't get it to sell for the life of me. When people try it, they're hooked. But getting people to buy it out of the gate, no bueno. And so I went back to look a little closer, and I looked like I smiled. And I sent Stephen Larson as well. I'm like, hey, what do you think about this funnel? And I'm like, I want to know in 3 seconds. In 3 seconds, he's like, boom, boom, boom. I was like, exactly those 3 same ones I saw as well. And I was like, I can just tell him, but like, then he didn't. He missed the whole point, right? So I came back and I said, and I was trying to help him out. So I said, I won't tell you the answer because you didn't join the inner circle 3 times you asked me about it. Haha. But here's a hint. And I gave him a link to a certain funnel. I said the answer's in this funnel. And it is like everything he's looking for is in that funnel. So I mean, it was a huge heads up. Hopefully, anyway, we'll see if he runs it or not. But I sent that and just kind of said it that way. And he said, "Was my video wrong?" Like asking if it was the video. Like, it's not the video. Although the video could use some help. He said the reason I didn't join was because I didn't think the inner circle could help me with my specific problem. And he names his product, and I didn't want to just throw $25K at the wall, not knowing. Okay, so. I got that. I started I laughed out loud, and I read it to Steven, and he laughed because first off, the inner circle is all about personalizing your problem. Like, what is your problem? And you message me, and I tell you the answer. So it's the most personalized coaching program on planet Earth for our industry, right? So it's like I don't think it would help my specific problem, and I didn't want to throw $25K at the wall, not knowing. So I didn't want to have faith and just like assume that you know what you're talking about, seeing as you've helped hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs and. You have all these people that pay you $25K a year, and they renew every single year because you just keep helping them. Like 10 or so are all supplement companies. But I didn't know. So I'm not going to pay you. And then he said this. After looking at blank, and if you have some big ideas on how to blow it up that you know the $25K would be chump change for investing to get your help, then obviously that's a no-brainer. So he says, if I can come to him and say, hey, man, I know exactly what it is. Give me $25K and I'll tell you these things. I guarantee you'll make more than that. Then he would do it. Then he will take a leap of faith when there's no leap of faith to be made. I was just like, my goal was not to sell you an inner circle. My goal is not to tell you, like, I know the secret, give me $25K and I'll tell you, like you missed the whole point. The goal, the point is that you have to have faith first. You have to the mentors I've hired in my life, like, I didn't know if they were going to be good. I looked at them, I tried to do my research, I saw other people I work with, and you're just like, okay, I don't know, but I'm going to have faith and I'm going to take the step forward. And then when you do that, you get rewarded for it, right? Anyway, I wrote back and said, sorry, man, inner circle's closer now anyway, but the answer's in that funnel. So hopefully he finds it. It's there for him. And again, I don't want to be a jerk, but it's just like I get so many people hitting up. I can't help. If I could help everyone free, I would, because it's so much fun. But it's just interesting how people don't want to take that faith. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, like, you have to understand, like, that's the game. That's the whole entire thing is you have to have faith first. Faith in your idea, faith in the product, faith in the process, faith in the coaches, faith in the mentors, faith in all these different things. And you're not going to know ahead of time. If you did, it's not entrepreneurship. If you did, it's no fun. If somebody came to you and said, this is exact product, sales message, everything like that, and you did it and it worked, like, it's like gambling. It's like cheating. It doesn't count. It's not real. Like, it comes from, like, the excitement, the thrill, the fun, the satisfaction. Everything comes from the success of it. I remember I started wrestling. When I started wrestling, I had another friend that wrestled. We both started at the same time. And it was interesting because after a year he quit, and I didn't. And within like 3 years, I won a state title. And I remember after winning a state title, he told me, he's like, oh, man, I could have won a state title too, but I just didn't want to put in the effort. And I was like, are you kidding me? You know what I went through in the last 3 years to get that, to earn that. Like, if I would have known up front, like, I guarantee you'll get a state title, like, I don't know if it would not have been any fun. Like, I would have been like, oh, what's the point then? If I can guarantee to get a state title, if I do it, then why would I even do it? You know what I mean? Like the not knowing is what makes it great. The fear of failure is what makes the success so great. If you don't have that, like, can you imagine what life would be like? Can you imagine how boring it would be? Every single day you wake up and you know there's no chance of failure, so you just, I can't even imagine. Like, I would, anyway. So my message for you guys today, as entrepreneurs, is you have to understand that it takes the faith first. You have the faith, you take the step, and then you'll be rewarded. And sometimes we put our faith in the wrong things, which is understandable, and we follow something and it doesn't work, or if we hire someone and they don't work out. But you shouldn't lose faith in all things. It's maybe I got the wrong mentor, the wrong person, but keep putting faith in people, in ideas, in products, because one of them will work. They don't all work, and that's okay. But they will if you do that first. So anyway, you gotta have faith, as George Michaels would say. That's all I got, guys. Appreciate you all. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Would you like to see behind the scenes of what we're actually doing each day to grow our company? If so, then go subscribe to our free behind the scenes reality TV show at www.funnelhacker.tv.